It is time for what might possibly be the greatest idea I've ever had. I have taken all 33 of the, I was going to say world champions, but most of them aren't world champions. It's like the 33 top champions, top male champions of each promotion in the default database. And we are going to have a Pro Wrestling World Cup. It'll be the standard World Cup format, 8 groups of 4. And the top 2 go through, and there'll be a last 16 winding down to the final. Obviously, there's 33 companies, so the bottom 2 will face off each other in a playoff match to begin the tournament. How will I decide the bottom 2? Well, we have seeding. That's right. Each champion has been separated by their total prestige into the seedings. Now, as you see in the playoff, we have Jeffrey McPherson, the SNP King of Scotland, and Lenny Moken, the CWW champion. They will face each other off in the playoff. Yes, everyone has been decided by seeds so that it's fair, so you don't have Edward Cornell, Rocky Golden, El Leon, and like Bradley Blaze in one group, because Bradley will get smoked. In order to make it neutral, the product we've gone for, wrestling as a sport, it's like the best it's in ring. You want everything in ring. The fans want lengthy matches, but fine. Most of them should have good stamina, I hope. Popularity of the company is 65 everywhere, so we can just run a show like wherever we want, really. Broadcasting, the World Cup network is just gigantic everywhere. Again, just so safety reasons, everything's fair. We have 5 perfect referees / road agents, 100 each set, and 3 perfect announcers. Again, this is just so we don't have to stuff annoying penalties. Creative, Aldous Blackfly is the next big thing, guys. That's all that's on creative. I don't even know why I went in there. The roster, as we know, we'll get to them. But as you can see as we go through, everyone has 70 popularity across the board. Again, just so popularity doesn't affect the matches. I will not be deciding anything, which is actually cool. It will be the all AI. So even though I would love to see my boy Funakoshi win the whole thing, because I love BCG, or even something like Monkey Man winning would be awesome, I want to decide that. So if Edward Kennell loses all 3 of his matches in the opening block, he loses all 3 matches in the opening block. That's just the way it is. I was thinking of going with actual World Cup format, like 3-1, but because draws aren't as common, I think it would just make more sense to do 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw, none for a loss. So, we are live here as we spin the first. This is how we're going to decide what first seed goes in which. I should probably turn the sound off so you don't hear the wheel. There. I don't know if that cut off my mic or not, so I'm going to put the sound back up. First up, we have Rocky Golden, the SWF champion. So, and then we'll see. Group A. The audio sounds a lot more whack than usual, but oh well. We're moving on. Here we have the second seeds. We have Frog Element, the Raw Television champion. Again, would have been cool if it was Swoop McCarthy. Masakarada, World Level Universal. Handsome Stranger, the FCW Puerto Rican champion. Funakoshi, my man from BCG, he's the world champion. We have Frankie Perez, the Coastal Zone champion. Nelson Callan with the PSW championship. Aldous Blackfriar with the IPW championship. And then Zero with the Zen Master. I didn't expect Zero to be up here. Like, second seed for Zero is actually shocking. So, we spit. Interesting matchups here. Frankie Perez versus El Leon could be cool. But first up, we have Nelson Callum from PSW going into the same group as Rocky Gold. I believe that is spelled correctly. Oh, I guess we'll never know. So that's the first one. PSW versus SWF to start off with. And Funakoshi. Love that guy. He's facing off against Rich Money. Very different workers. Rich Money, obviously, very gimmicky. It's all about the character. Whilst Funakoshi is definitely more traditional Japan puro style wrestler. Then we have Zero. This is going to be a big shock. The biggest champion in all of Japan. One of the most prestigious titles in the world. It's facing off against Zero. Far out. That's something at least. Next up we have Aldous Blackfriar against Aaron. This is actually awesome because if you don't know, I believe Aldous is he graduated the TCW training facility. I don't know what's called, dojo, and then he didn't end up staying. He went and made a name for himself on the independents. So it's TCW champion versus former TCW dojo graduate. That's a story and a half. Next up in Group E, who will take on Britain's finest, Edward Cornell? It'll be Frankie Perez out of Coastal Zone. I do like Frankie Perez. Hopefully he does well against Edward Cornell there. Next up we have Frog Element from Down Under over in Raw. He will be taking on Seiji Jimbo. I don't know much about Pride. I played them a lot in TEW 2005 when I first played the TEW, but these days I don't really know. They'll have El Leon take on Handsome Stranger. I couldn't think of two more opposite people in the CVerse. And Masa Kurata will take on Christian Price. I'm sad Christian Price is who represents CWA, and it's not like a Stone or it's a Colt. Although at the same time, it makes sense because it's the merger and they're moving past the families, so yeah, it works. So yeah. So far, Rocky Golden, Nelson Callan, Rich Money, Funakoshi. The group I like the most, Group C. If you throw in someone like Nicholas Lopez could be interesting in that group. This could just be the group of like confusion. Group D is a story, TCW versus former TCW. So yeah, there's definitely a few groups I like there, and Group C and D the most so far, I would say. That one. We have the third tier, and this is where it gets interesting. GSW's champion, Death Touch. We got Mario Da Silva from ACPW, who's actually a junior champion. The same goes for Masao Sabuchi from Exodus. But yeah, they're both the main champions, so we'll have two juniors. Well, I think there's a couple of juniors, but like two actual junior heavyweights champions in this. We have Scotty Hamstead representing OPW. There's actually, I was going to say it's the lowest, but not. There's DIW in there somewhere. What else? Captain Lucha from EMLL. How funny would that have been if it was someone like one of the random ass characters? Like, who's in EML? Oh, like Death's Head or something. Would have been amazing, but Captain Lucha. And then Forrest Ratzloff. I really hope he gets in Group A with Rocky Golden. That would be cool. And then Nicholas Lopez and Monkey Man. First up, please, Forrest. This is gonna make it look great. It's really not. RIPW's champion, Forrest Ratzloff, I believe is how you spell it. Yes, he is representing. He's in the same group with SWF's champion. And in case anyone didn't know, RIPW, or Rhode Island Pro Wrestling, is SWF's child company, or development, which is really cool. Next up, who will join Group B? It will be Scotty Hamstead. Wow, so two of the people I really like in this tournament are going against each other. And then there's also Rich Money. It's an interesting group. Now Group C, there's a bit of a story going on so far. Aaron Andrews. And then we're throwing in Mario Da Silva from ACPW. That's an interesting take there. I added an A. But yeah, Mario Da Silva is definitely an interesting one to put in this group.
Joining Group D. Oh no, I got the groups confused, sorry. Oh wait, no. Yeah, so Mario da Silva, that makes more sense. He's in the wacky group with strong pure man, masked gimmicky Kiwi, and a high flying Canadian champion. It is Nicholas Lopez who joins the TCW rivalry. I like Ollie. I'm a bit sad that they're in a third seed, considering they're the oldest company, I'm pretty sure, in the CVerse. Captain Lucha, he's in Edward Cornell and Frankie Perez. I would love to see a Captain Lucha Edward Cornell match. Going on into Group F is Death Touch. Death Touch, I don't know much about him. I reckon him versus Seiji would be a very contrasting of styles, and him and Frog could be interesting. With two left, we have the Exodus Junior Heavyweight Champion and Monkey Man. And it is Monkey Man. Oh my god. It is the biggest Mexican star at the moment. Handsome stranger. And Monkey Man in Group G. So I like Group G a lot. And then finally, Masao Su. I actually like Masao. I played at CVerse local to local in Kanto Championship Wrestling, and Masao and Fuji Narahashi were like the two main stars. So we go into the fourth seeds in a second. Here we have the fourth seeds. It's mainly the European companies, the playoff, as we know, between the two smaller British companies, and then Mid-Atlantic and New York is here, and also Saisha. Rounding off Group A with Rocky Golden, Forrest, and Nelson is it's Walker Van Clear, the VWA European Champion. Interesting there. Next up, going into Group B with Rich Money, Scotty Hampson, and Funakoshi will be Paolo Gandolfini from UEW? No, EWA. How do you spell Paolo? Paolo Gandolfini? Yes, Gandolfini. Oh no, that's like, yeah, I was right. Okay. Going to Group C. Group C is pretty interesting so far. We'll see Brutus Milano from New York Championship Wrestling rounded out. You know what would be awesome? If Bradley Blaze was in here, because he'll be TCW champion, former TCW dojo, and well, Bradley Blaze isn't, I'm pretty sure, but Mao was like accepting developmental workers from TCW, so we could have like the total championship group of death. And it will not be Marcelo Ricci ruins my interesting storytelling ideas there. As he's one of the few world champions, even though he probably shouldn't be a world champion, considering he's a fourth seed. Zenshin Makioka, I think is how you say it, from Saisho, rounds out Group E. Session. Moving on into Group F, which is a great group, by the way, will be the playoff winner. So it'll be between. Oh, we already spoke on it earlier. So now, will Bradley Blaze join Group G, or will it be Boo? It will be Boo. Group G is my favorite group, hands down. We'll get to that in a second on my thoughts on the groups. So yes, and we'll have Bradley Blaze round out Group H. That's enough of spinning the wheel today. So Group A, from SWF we have Rocky Golden, PSW, Nelson Callum, RIPW, Forrest Ratzloff, and Walker Van Cleer. I like Group A because we got SWF as Rhode Island. Group B, we see Rich Money, Funakoshi, Scotty Hampstead, and Paolo. two of my favourite wrestlers in the whole tournament are in this group. Group C, Kanojo, Zero, Mario da Silva and Brutus Milano. Another great group, a lot of contrasting styles. Group D, we have the interesting story there between Aaron Andrews and Aldous Blackfire. And then adding in Nicholas Lopez and Marcelo Ricci makes it a pretty good group. Edward Cornell, Frankie Perez, Captain Lucha and Zeshin Makioka. Zeshin's definitely the weakest link there. I like Edward's chances and I like Frankie. Captain Lucha is a sneak through maybe. Then Group F has the playoff winner. So imagine if the playoff winner manages to win the whole thing. Like Jeffrey McPeterson just is the champion of the CVerse. Imagine. Death Touch, Ferg Element and Seiji's in there. Group G, best group hands down. We got Mexico's biggest star at the moment, Handsome Stranger, an offset Handsome Stranger, Monkey Man, CILL's champion, I love Monkey Man, and Boo Smithson, who's just generic Australian hardcore brawler number 4. And Group H, Christian Price, Masa Karada, Masao Sabuchi and Bradley Blaze. Got a bit of a Japan showdown there, surrounded by the champion of all of Canada basically, because ACBW is basically nothing in the CVerse, and Bradley Blaze. So yeah, this is the groups. We'll show them over in TEW after this quick jump cut. Pretend I clicked my fingers there. The format is pretty simple. Match day 1, we'll have all of the 4 matches of Group A and B plus the playoff, and 2, 3, 4, you get it, or up to 12. Then after 12 there'll be a nearly 2-week break for round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals and the finals. I don't know what else will be on the finals card, who knows. But yeah, that's the format. It is 16 shows to crown who is the best champion in all of the CVerse. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode, which will have all of the first round, which is 1 to 4, and they'll also have a playoff match, which is intriguing. So yeah, hopefully this kicks off. It is a pretty good idea. So yeah.